so you want the inside scoop on this whole Kipper AI thing, right? Is it actually going to revolutionize studying, or is it just more AI hype?
hmm
We've got you.
Yeah, there's a ton of buzz around AI for students right now.
No kidding. And we did a deep dive into a really thorough review from academyhelp.net. It was updated just this month to get you the latest info.
It's a wild world out there. Everyone's trying to figure out if these tools actually deliver.
For real. And this review was super interesting because they went way beyond just listing features. They actually used Kipper, like really tried to use it for essay writing.
And that's where it gets interesting, right? Because on the surface, Kipper seems kind of great, easy to use, free trial, all the things you'd want.
Right, ticking all the boxes.
But then they hit you with these payment issues. The review called them out, which makes you wonder.
Yeah, that's a major red flag for me. Like, what's going on there?
And then get this, no mobile app, no browser extension. It's not very convenient.
So much for making student life easier, huh?
Right. And it gets even more interesting, or maybe concerning, when you look at the quality of the writing itself.
Yeah, because isn't that the whole point? To help you write better?
Exactly. So the review gave Kipper a 26.7 out of 50 for its writing.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt. Was it like total gibberish?
Not quite, but there were some seriously questionable sentences, like they even included a screenshot of an essay Kipper wrote that only scored a 59.2 out of 100.
Oh no, imagine turning that in.
Yeah, not ideal, especially with their pricing. $19.99 a month, or almost $60 if you pay for a year.
For that price, you'd think it could at least write you a decent paragraph.
Right. Although the review did mention they have other potentially useful features too, like research help and citations.
Okay, so maybe there's hope.
Maybe. But then the question becomes, are those features good enough to justify that price tag if the essay writing's not great?
Good point. I mean, what's the point of having it if it can't actually do what you need it to?
Exactly. Plus, the review said that Kipper's research help sometimes pulls from unreliable sources.
Ugh, that's a nightmare for academic work.
Right. So even if it does work, you have to double-check everything.
Which kind of defeats the purpose.
Totally. And wait till you hear this. One of the user comments is from this guy, Mike, and he says their writing is totally robotic.
No personality.
None. And he was also not happy about their free trial. Apparently, it's not actually free. They still ask for your payment info up front.
Ugh, I hate when they do that. Sneaky.
I know, right? So where does that leave us with Kipper AI? Is it a lost cause or what?
It's kind of like a cautionary tale, right? Like,
Yeah.
AI is super promising, but it's not magic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kipper's a perfect example of why we can't get carried away by all the hype. We got to think critically.
Yeah, especially with something as crucial as education.
Yeah.
We can't let the excitement overshadow the potential downsides.
Right, because this isn't just about one tool. It's about this much bigger shift happening. AI is changing how we learn, and we're just starting to see the effects.
For real.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if AI could take over all those tedious tasks. Formatting, summarizing research, all that
Oh,
stuff.
totally. That would free up so much time and energy for the really important stuff.
Exactly. Critical thinking, creative problem solving, that's what we really need to focus on.
But that's the balance we need to find, right? Because there's also this risk of becoming too reliant on it. What happens if students don't develop those skills because AI is doing it all for them?
Oh, that's a good point. Like, are we accidentally creating a generation that can't function without AI?
That's the question, isn't it? And then there's the whole cheating aspect. I mean, we all know it's already happening.
Yeah, students trying to pass off AI-generated work. It's basically plagiarism 2.0.
Right. And it's not just about catching them. It's about having honest conversations about AI ethics. Like, how do we use this technology responsibly?
Totally. We need to be teaching students how to use AI effectively and ethically. It's not just about getting a good grade. It's about learning.
It's about giving them the tools to navigate this new world. We don't want them to just blindly accept whatever the AI spits out.
Yeah, they need to be able to think for themselves, question things.
Critical thinking is key. They need to be able to analyze the information just like they would with any other source.
It's like trust but verify. You can't just take the AI's word for it.
Couldn't agree more. It's about using AI to enhance learning, not replace it.
So how do we find that balance? Because AI is not going anywhere. If anything, it's just going to keep getting more powerful.
It's a challenge, for sure. I think it requires a real shift in our thinking. We can't just tack AI onto the existing education system.
Okay, I'm listening. What does that look like in practice? Give me an example.
Well, imagine classrooms where AI isn't just generating text, but it's actually personalizing the learning experience for each student.
Ooh, okay. So, like, tailored lessons based on their strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly. Or picture AI tutors that can provide one-on-one support, adapting to each student's pace.
Yeah, that's something I could have used. Personalized learning, that's the dream.
Right. And think about feedback. Instead of waiting weeks for grades, what if AI could give students and teachers real-time insights?
Wow, that would be a game changer. You'd be able to course correct right away.
Exactly. But it goes beyond just the technology itself. We need to encourage students to experiment with AI to push the boundaries.
But be creators, not just consumers.
Exactly. We need them to think outside the box and use AI to build the future we want to see.
So we've reached the end of our deep dive, and man, have we covered a lot. We've gone from picking apart Kipper AI to talking about the future of learning itself.
Yeah, we've seen the good, the bad, and the potentially ugly of AI in education.
For sure. So for anyone listening who's feeling a little overwhelmed, what are your main takeaways? What advice would you give students trying to navigate this whole AI thing?
Well, first off, don't be afraid to just try things out, play around with different AI tools, see what's out there.
Yeah, get your hands dirty.
But, and this is crucial, always be thinking critically.
Don't believe the hype.
Exactly. Do your research, read reviews, see what other students are saying.
And most importantly, figure out how these tools fit into your own learning style.
Exactly. Because AI should be working for you, not the other way around. And that brings me to my next point. Never just blindly rely on AI.
You still got to use your brain.
Absolutely. AI can be a huge help, but it can't replace your own critical thinking skills.
Or your creativity.
Exactly. Those are the things that make you unique, that AI can't replicate.
Well said. This has been an awesome deep dive. But something tells me we're going to be talking about this a lot more in the future. AI is not slowing down.
Not at all. And it's going to keep pushing us to rethink education.
All right, so one last question for everyone listening. How do you think AI will change how we learn? What role do you want it to play in your education? Hit us up on social media and let us know. And until next time, keep those brains buzzing.